As we get going in Arlington finally, and Vicente Padilla missing a little bit down and in to Sean Figgins. Figgins is Torres Abreu, the top third of his Angels batting order. No home runs among that upper third. You look at the Rangers upper third of their lineup, Mark Grace, and you're talking 23 home runs from the top three in the order.
You got Ian Kinsler with 31 RBIs in the leadoff spot. That's unheard of. Very different styles, but two very successful teams this year.
Four in a row that miss, and Sean Figgins, who's all about speed, will stroll on down to first for the Halos, who are in at 18 and 16 for Mike Scioscia. What a job Mike Scioscia's done navigating through some very turbulent waters here in 2009.
Well, he's lost a lot of his pitching. Irvin Santana getting healthy. Now John Lackey, we're going to see him in his first start today. I don't think Padilla liked that long layoff. Missed badly with the first four.
He's been right around the strike zone pretty much this entire month of May. In April, it was brutal for him, but I guess emblematic of how this entire Rangers team has gone at it. The May flowers are blooming.
Padilla's going to have to keep an eye on Sean Figgins. 15 stolen bases. That's third in the American League. He'll be off to the races soon.
Michael Young in on the grass at third.
You can already see Padilla starting to slow things down a little bit after 5 straight wide ones. This is what Ron Washington wants him to speed it up. Continue to work fast, and well, he needs some strikes.
Doesn't have one yet. And Padilla had kind of a lingering glower in towards that home plate umpire, Bob Davidson, like, come on, help a brother out here one time.
Well, let's take a look and say, I think that ball's up.
There you go. And this
That's
crowd,
all it takes.
Well, they've been waiting to cheer about something for an hour and 17 minutes. So,
yes, right on the inside corner about Beltai, and that'll make people happy around here. Good count for a hit and run. Mike Scioscia loves the hit and run, especially with these two. Figgins and Asturis.
It's a day off for Howie Kendrick today, as Torres at second base and Ibar at short for the Angels. And as you've mentioned, Mark, so many interchangeable parts for Mike Scioscia.
Switch hitters, speed, some power, and Hunter and Morales in the middle of the lineup. Just a lot of weapons.
Figgins is going on a muddy track. Kinsler cuts it off and gets his man at first.
Well, they decided to go with the hit and run. You see Figgins on the run. A nice play by Kinsler out there at second base. That had first and third written all over it. Instead, the sprawling play to his left and the perfect throw to get a speedy Asturis.
The attention to detail on defense may be most responsible for the resurgence of these Texas Rangers.
Well, we had a great visit with Ron Washington before the game, and well, he was sticking his chest out, as he should, about the way his team has performed defensively this year. Not many people expected this Texas team to be a defensive quality team, Josh.
Ron Washington wouldn't have it any other way. That was his calling card as a player. And then as a coach, there's a strike to Abreu.
Now Padilla starting to feel things, starting to find the release point right to the inside corner with that good fastball.
Ron Washington pirated away from the Oakland A's, where he was their infield coach for many years. Bobby Abreu launching. Josh Hamilton back and over. Runs it down. Figgins going back to tag, and now we'll go to third. I'm glad we started with the defense thematically here, because the Rangers have it going on.
Well, these fans really appreciating what they're seeing here in the top of the first. We saw Kinsler with a great play, and then Josh Hamilton. all the way back to the center field wall to take away extra bases from Bobby Abreu.
Hamilton made a terrific throw from the center field yesterday as well to cut down a man at home plate.
This team just is so athletic now, the Texas Rangers. They got terrific speed in the outfield, good hands. Just everywhere you look is an athlete.
Yeah, where's the the old beer league Pete Incaviglia looking guy?
Exactly. You don't have that here anymore.
Figgins dancing well down the line at third, trying to distract Padilla.
It distracted us.
Well, check this out. Watch Sean Figgins. And now Padilla absolutely is aware of Sean Figgins. Just shot him a look.
Just missed the outside corner.
And Padilla still kind of glaring over at Sean Figgins on occasion. You see the movie Gran Torino when Clint Eastwood told those kids to get off his lawn?
Get off my lawn.
That's Padilla right now. Uh-oh. Saltalamacchia stumbling after it. Figgins is going to come home after all. It is the first run the Rangers have allowed in the first inning in 3 weeks, believe it or not. It had been 17 games.
Well, it's got to be disappointing for Padilla. You get two beautiful plays behind you, and then you just yank a fastball all the way into the other batter's box. Saltalamacchia, no chance. So the Angels get a freebie.
Saltalamacchia, who is a much improved defensive player, has done a great job of preventing wild pitches this year, but just had no shot on that one.
Nothing
right?
you can do there. 95 miles an hour in the other batter's box. That's going to the screen.
Hunter lines one foul.
Let's take a look. He wants the ball inside. Look where it goes. There's no chance.
Well, for Padilla now, his last 3 starts, Mark, he's allowed only 2 runs, and they have both been on wild pitches. Nobody has batted in a run against this guy in about 2 weeks.
It's got to be frustrating when you look up and you're down 1-0, but yet you didn't give up a hit. Amazing stuff the last 2 games.
Well, 2 hits in 15, now 16 innings. The 3-2. And Padilla now visibly frustrated. The glove was on the ground.
That looked like a pretty good pitch. I kind of can see what Padilla's talking about. That pitch looked like it might have gotten to the outside corner. Bob Davidson thought it was outside. Clearly, Padilla not happy with that call.
In hockey, when you drop the gloves, it means something else. In baseball, again, means you're agitated.
I was going to say. I don't think we're going to have a scrap between the two, but
Bob Davidson, 20 years at the big league level. Tim Cheat is a crew chief. He's been at this 23 years. Out of Turtle Lake, Wisconsin. Now Kendry Morales, who had a 3-hit night last night, including a 3-run homer. And there's that 60,
balloon.
Yeah, that 60-mile-an-hour bloop you would forecast.
The local. He has the Express, the mid-90s fastball. That's not the Express. That's the local.
Outfield maybe a step back here from Morales, who's going to pop this one up, way up there. Saltalamacchia sheds the mask, but it's back in the crowd. Morales hit one going north instead of south yesterday. Mike Napoli stepping into it, or excuse me, Morales stepping into it for his 6th home run of the year.
23 RBIs. A lot of production from first base. Mike Scioscia. They've been waiting on Kendry Morales. A terrific defensive first base, and they were waiting for a couple of years now to see that run production, and they're getting it here early in the year.
New wrinkle right there from Morales. He was geared up for the fastball, didn't get it. It's 1-2.
He got a slider that kind of hangs up in the zone, but he just swings right through it. That ball was belt high right down the middle. Maybe swung a little too hard there, Josh.
A typical small ball inning for the Angels, right? They have scored a run without a hit. And you were talking about Morales, Mark. Obviously not the switch hitting first baseman they had last year, not the one they hope to re-sign. But in the role of Mark Teixeira, this much cheaper model is performing just fine. Towering fly ball to right field. Nelson Cruz settles under it. Inning over. And the Rangers coming up. Brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Kinsler and Young, a dynamic 1-2 punch setting up Josh Hamilton. You probably heard a bit about him. Hank Blaylock having a very strong season so far. Marlon Byrd, Nelson Cruz, then Chris Davis, Jared Saltalamacchia, and the 20-year-old shortstop Elvis Andrus, who has dazzled Ranger fans already. But I think a lot of what we're talking about today is on your screen here, Mr. Grace. That's John Lackey.
Well, John Lackey, when healthy, one of the best right-handers in all of baseball.
And the Sprint pitcher profile for John Lackey.
Welcome back. This is his first start. He's going to be, even veteran pitchers, they're going to be battling nervousness. He was on the disabled list with tightness in his forearm, and he is the total package. He's a guy with a good fastball, a good slider, changeup, and great command.
And a big rooting section for him here at this ballpark. He pitches behind Kinsler.
Well,
you said welcome back.
I was going to say, how about that command? Kinsler's like, you got to be kidding me.
And then Kinsler is hit, and well, hello, John Lackey, 2 pitches in to his return, is thrown out of the game.
I'm stunned.
Yes, there's a history of bad blood between these teams. I get it. But I know Ian Kinsler just got thrown behind by Bobby Jenks not too long ago. But the Angels have been waiting for 6 weeks for John Lackey to get on the mound. 2 pitches into his return, he's done.
And so should give him Bob Davidson an earful. But he threw him. I mean, he must have thought both of them were intentional. And the umpire has the right in his mind, if he thought the pitches were intentional, he can throw them out of the game without a warning. And he did exactly that. So John Lackey, after 2 pitches, is gone.
So much for the big rooting section hanging out watching their guy today. The Abilene, Texas native, who always loves pitching here, throws 2 behind Kinsler, and Bob Davidson says that's it.
Now Tim Sheeta, the crew chief, is getting an earful from Mike Scioscia.
Well, the Angels went deep into extra innings just the other day. Their bullpen is frayed at this point, and now they're going to have to get 9 innings out of their bullpen today.
So what started as a long delay, well, we're going to get another one because Mike Scioscia had nobody ready. So they're going to have to go to the bullpen, and they're going to get as long as they need to get loose. So love to find out more about what that was all about, because it certainly did look intentional, Josh. It certainly did. First pitch behind him, next pitch right in the ribs.
Lackey, last time he pitched against the Rangers, gave up an incredible 12 hits in 2 innings. The Rangers got to him for 10 runs, and I get that you've got to establish inside.
Sure.
But what's going to look a little weird, obviously, is not establishing in, you're establishing behind.
Yeah, there's the first pitch of the game right behind him. Now this one gets him right in the ribs. Kinsler handles it with class, and there's the old heave-ho from Bob Davidson. And to be honest with you, Josh, and folks at home, being around this as much, and this is a guy that hit a couple of long balls last night.
Well, and you have to move him off the plate. I think we all understand that.
And that's part of the game. But by the same token, if you were watching John Lackey, he kind of put his arms up like, well, he wasn't real adamant about how he wasn't throwing at him. So I certainly think the pitches were, he threw it where he wanted to throw it. But boy, that sure puts Mike Scioscia's bullpen in a bind, not only for today, Josh, but for days to come.
Sure. Well, in the top of the inning, remember Vicente Padilla was the pitcher that seemed to have the beef with the home plate umpire.
Yeah.
And, you know, Padilla, fair or not, has garnered a reputation for getting a little hot under the collar. And had you put it out there, hey, which of those pitchers, Lackey or Padilla, might do something that would agitate a home plate umpire today, probably would have said Padilla. It's Lackey, and it's 2 pitches into the afternoon.
And you know what's interesting about this game? Had John Lackey hit Ian Kinsler with the very first pitch, he'd still be in the game. But after throwing behind Ian Kinsler and then hitting him with the very next pitch, I don't think there was any doubt that it was intentional. And Bob Davidson, he didn't warn, he just threw him.
Now, again, Lackey was absolutely creamed last time he faced the Rangers right at the end of last year. Josh Hamilton was hit by a pitch in that game, but more to the point, it was 12 hits allowed in 2 innings. So Bob Davidson says, we're going to take the wheel and veer this thing left. We'll take a break and come back in just a moment. period today. Shane Lukes is asked to come into the game 2 pitches into the afternoon for the Angels. John Lackey very quickly given the gate as he first threw behind Ian Kinsler, then it hit him in the ribs. Lukes pitched a couple innings yesterday, and Mark Grace are going to, I guess, just try to hodgepodge this thing together from this point on.
Yeah, the old saying in baseball, when something like this happens, well, it's going to be Johnny Allstaff. That's who's going to pitch. We're going to see just about everybody Mike Scioscia has in the bullpen here this afternoon.
Well, a little bit before Ron Washington got the job with the Rangers, the Rangers had a game in Baltimore where 2 pitches in, Aaron Mayette was ejected for doing essentially the same thing, and everybody was stunned. Why do you eject the guy 2 pitches in? The Rangers came within 2 outs of a no-hitter in that game using 4 pitchers. So just because John Lackey's not around doesn't mean the Angels are going to get completely detonated here today.
But this has been a struggling bullpen for Mike Scioscia all year long. So boy, that really hurts.
Michael Young takes down and outside. Well, you're right. As good as the Angels starters have been, in fact, their numbers have been the best in the major leagues, pretty much. Look at this. The bullpen has just been torched.
And that is so un-Angel-like. Pitching and defense has won a lot of titles and a lot of games. Ball 3.
We might have a first inning that takes longer than the rain delay, the way this is going.
Amazing. Still stunned at John Lackey behind Ian Kinsler and then drills him right in the ribs.
Kinsler takes off. There's the first Angels strike, but Kinsler in head first. He has stolen second.
That's just smart base running right there. Even though it's 3-0, a fastball coming. Absolutely no attention being paid to Ian Kinsler, and there is nothing that Mike Napoli can do there. That's what you do. If you get hit in the ribs, go ahead and steal second. Do anything you can to score that run.
Outside corner, 3-2 to Michael Young, who's hit safely in 15 of 16. You've got Josh Hamilton on deck.
As an offensive player, when you get drilled in the ribs or drilled anywhere, you want to score that run. You want the payback to be his ERA.
Tap to the right side to advance Kinsler. Lukes to the bag and beat Michael Young by half a step.
That's good winning baseball there by Michael Young, their leader. Hitting the ball on the ground to the right side.
And you mentioned how Morales has done a very nice job defensively. Michael Young does his job, and we'll see if Josh Hamilton can come even close to doing what he did late in the game last night. He gave it the full Roy Hobbs in the natural treatment. A 460-foot home run.
He almost hit the scoreboard here, and that is unheard of.
Goes to left field this time, not right. Kinsler tags. And here he comes. This game's tied 1-1.
Two runs on the board, yet nary a hit. Josh Hamilton, a low and away sinker, just does what you're supposed to do with it. Flip it out to left field. And an easy RBI. Good fundamental baseball here by the Rangers.
Native of Southern California, Hank Blaylock. And since the middle of last September, Mark, the top 3 home run hitters in the majors, all of them current or former Ranger first baseman, none of them Mark Teixeira. Blaylock, Adrian Gonzalez, and Carlos Pena. Blaylock already has 10 this year. He's going to fall short of 11 as he flies to right to end a weird first inning here in Arlington. sponsored by Sprint. Get more done with Nextel Direct Connect only on the Now Network. And by Pepsi Throwback, made with natural sugar for a limited time only. An interesting wrinkle in this ball game. First of all, twin 100s on the line score right now. 1 run, no hits, and no errors for both teams. But keeping in mind that already we've seen John Lackey ejected from this game. And we are not sure, to be honest here, Gracie, if warnings have been issued to both dugouts following that.
I didn't see Bob Davidson warn both benches. However, I know Ron Washington did come out and speak with Bob Davidson, as well as, well, we saw Mike Socia out there. He was doing more than speaking with Bob Davidson. So we don't know for sure if a warning has been issued. If it has, well, even if Padilla accidentally hits somebody, he might get run.
Right, which is an issue that we'll get back to in just a moment. Elvis Andrus grabs one out of the air off the bat of Mike Napoli. Now for a DirecTV game break. Former Ranger, controversial Ranger and Yankee, Alex Rodriguez. How about that? Bottom 11, 2-run homer. Or they dig an A-Rod now. Watch your favorite Major League team no matter where you live with DirecTV.
Oh, all is forgiven when you hit a walk-off homer in the Bronx.
There's that curveball, right? 58. You don't even get pulled over for going 58.
Those are fun to watch. And I'll bet you 9 out of 10 of them, Josh, don't get swung at.
Former Ranger Gary Matthews Jr. And 58 is followed up quickly by 91.
Yeah, there's a little space between those two.
Well, getting back to the point that you were hinting at there, Gracie, Vicente Padilla, over the last 5 years, no one in baseball has hit more batters than Vicente Padilla. And a lot of times, obviously, that is not on purpose. He just, he'll let one run in. Andrus going back. He will not get this one. Matthews with a base hit in the center. So if indeed there's no warning having been issued, then yeah, Vicente Padilla, if it just so happens that he does, let's say, graze an Angel, he's allowed to stay in. Had the warning been issued, anything even accidental, he's gone.
Well, if Bob Davidson
says that
deems it intentional, exactly. If in his mind it was intentional, he will run Vicente Padilla. If he thinks it was an accident, obviously he can keep Padilla in the game.
Juan Rivera takes a strike.
Good pitch right to the outside corner with movement. Watch this ball start off the plate and come right back to the outside corner. Beautifully executed.
That hit by Gary Matthews Jr., at least for now anyway, Mark, makes it 3 straight games that Padilla's allowed only 1 hit.
That's a heck of a run.
From a guy whose season started very poorly. In there, 1-2.
Right back to the outside corner again with that good fastball.
He's working Rivera towards the outside.
Rivera gives up on it because he thinks it's outside, and right back in the back door again it goes.
Eric Ibar next. He was a single away from the cycle last night. Left the easy one on the table. The Angels actually out-hit the Rangers last night 16-10, but still lost the game 10-8. Swatted down the right field line. It's a long run for Nelson Cruz. Disappearing into the corner. That's a foul ball. A poncho wearing crowd here in Arlington. We had the rain that soaked the area pretty much all morning. And this game was supposed to start at 10 after 3 local time. Instead, it was closer to 4:30.
But a good crowd.
It is Josh Hamilton bobblehead day today. Yes, it is.
I didn't get one.
We will take care of you, sir. Our production crew is on it.
I can get pouty about that stuff.
I'm aware. That's why our production crew is on it. Wave and a miss by Rivera. Padilla strikes him out. Working him away that whole AB.
He broke out the slow breaking ball with 2 strikes. Rivera way out in front of it. You just can't wait long enough. And Rivera's a strikeout victim. What a pitch.
How many Mark Grace bobbleheads were there? Dozens?
Man.
Several dozens?
Well, you know how old I am. They didn't have them when I was playing.
Young in on the grass at third. The Josh Hamilton bobblehead comes complete with tattoos on the forearms, too.
You're kidding.
No, no kidding.
Every detail.
Handcrafted. Every tattoo, handcrafted.
Hey, that guy's got 2. Think he'd give me one of those?
Yes, nice. You are Mark Grace.
That might keep those things in his possession.
Well, Hamilton, if you're familiar with his story even a little bit, the tattoos are a stark reminder for him of the life he used to lead, what he once was and is not proud of at all. Time requested and granted late. Padilla in motion there, but that was aborted. Yeah, you can see Josh Hamilton still, obviously, I mean, there are technologies available now. If you really want to burn those things off, I'm sure you can do that. But Hamilton says, I owe it, to tell people my real story, and I can show them with those tattoos. This is what I used to be, how I used to conduct myself, and that's what I came from. Andrews to the bag. And Padilla's out of the inning. A 1-1 tie between the Angels and the Rangers on Fox. The drinkability of Bud Light with the refreshing taste of lime. Happy to report, by the way, that Mark Grace is now in receipt of the Josh Hamilton bobblehead.
A very cool bobblehead. I would take it home to my sons, but they get in the habit of ripping the heads off the bobbleheads. They're 8 and 5, and Well, as far as bobbleheads, there have been 0 survivors. It's a good-looking bobblehead. As you said, the tattoos and the wristbands.
Marlon Byrd hammers one. Left field base hit to lead things off against Shane Lukes. Now, just to review, if you're just now tuning in, if you're an Angels fan saying, wait a minute, Shane Lukes, I thought this was John Lackey's triumphant return today. Well, Lackey's triumphant return lasted 2 pitches, not because of health issues, but because Bob Davidson, the home plate umpire, deemed that he was throwing at or behind Ian Kinsler. Lackey will have a 2009 ERA now of infinity. Because
that's true.
He hit Kinsler. He ended up scoring.
Got nobody out.
Got nobody out. Nelson Cruz with a foul. The 2 pitches. That's the shortest outing for any starter in the big league since 2005.
I've never seen anything like that, Josh.
Marlon Byrd crawls back in at first. As you said, Mark, it certainly puts the Angels up against it. Shane Lukes was used for a couple innings yesterday, threw about 40 pitches. If he can give the Angels 40 more today, that still will leave them about 7 innings short of a complete game this afternoon.
We're going to see a bunch of Angels trotting from that left field bullpen.
Chris Davis on deck. Some attention being paid over there. The Rangers are suddenly a running team. They've got 28 stolen bases for. They've only allowed 11. And again, the stamp of Ron Washington is on this ball club.
It's becoming, by the day, much more enjoyable around here in Arlington. Always a hitting bunch, these Rangers. But they're learning to beat you with their legs. They're learning to beat you with their gloves. Their athleticism, not just home runs.
The home runs are fun, and they always will be.
They're sexy, exactly.
Yeah, they shoot fireworks up in the air after you hit one. But Ron Washington is adamant that, there's a lot of guys these days that can hit a ball 400 feet. So far, so good. The Rangers playing 600 ball. They're 21-14. Blocked by Napoli. The count 2-2 to Cruz. The Angels for years have been about, as we say, small ball. They manufacture runs. The Rangers, they're not anti long ball. They've got 62 home runs. That leads the majors by 10. They just want to be able to do what the Angels have done.
Well, they want to be able to stop the opponent as well as put runs on the board. Like you said, home runs are terrific, and home runs put a lot of people in the stands, and scoreboards light up, as you said, but they don't always win you baseball games. If you don't keep the other team from scoring, and that means pitching, defense, well, you're not going to win many games, and that's been proven here the last few years.
Well, this is a Ranger team that during its first 25 or so years was famous for having little to no defense. A great story about the Rangers' first spring training with Ted Williams in charge. The story goes, Gracie, that an argument broke out about how to handle a relay during spring training, and Ted Williams reportedly let the argument brew for a while, then just kind of threw up his hands and said, let's just hit.
That sounds like Ted.
Well, and that's the in a nutshell story of how it's been for this team for 20 odd years. Now they want to be able to catch the ball too.
Well, it just makes things so much easier on a pitcher when he knows that when he releases the baseball, if it's hit to one of his players, the play is going to be made. They don't have to get 4 and 5 outs in an inning anymore with the improved defense.
Marlon Byrd is going finally as Nelson Cruz puts it up into the crowd. We have seen 6 throws to first base during this at bat. Again, the runner goes, and that should be ball 4, right?
That is ball 4.
Napoli never, I guess, heard anything from Bob Davidson, so he went ahead and threw to second base. Next week on Fox Saturday Baseball, interleague play will be in full swing. Ian Kinsler leads the Rangers against the Astros. Or you might see Ryan Howard and the Phillies going to Yankee Stadium, new Yankee Stadium. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Taco Bell, returning next week at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Right here on Fox. Chris Davis swings at the first offering. 2 on and nobody out. The Rangers brain trust watching from indoors. John Daniels is the guy on the right. Thad Levine, his assistant, on the left. The Rangers with a very young front office, working with Nolan Ryan now.
Got to have some old school too, and that's about as old school as it gets in Nolan Ryan.
Davis clobbers it, but foul.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you don't see him up in that area that often.
That's about 100 feet foul. But boy, it made a loud sound, didn't it?
Well, and another thing Ted Williams liked to say about how, if you hear a big roar go up from inside a ballpark and you're about a block or 2 away, chances are somebody did that. Wasn't that they threw a strike. Popping away from Napoli, the runners move to second and third.
One of those long, loud foul balls just talked Luke's right into that. I don't want to throw him another fastball. I better throw him a curveball. It slips out of his hand, and a free 90 feet for the Texas Rangers. And no longer is the double play in order.
Davis absolutely has proven he can hit the ball a real long way. One of 3 Rangers with 10 home runs right now. It's only May 16th.
Good
Taken.
pitch.
And Chris Davis becomes a strikeout victim of Shane Lukes.
Comeback fastball starts inside, comes right back to the inside corner. That was certainly a strike, and Bob Davidson rung it right up. Big out there for Lukes.
And the strikeouts continue to be a big problem for Chris Davis. That's 54 of them already. He's only been up 132 times. So 2 out of every 5 trips to the plate. That's happening for the Longview, Texas native, Chris Davis.
There's so many strikeouts. That's a year for a lot of guys.
Saltalamacchia bangs one into right field. 1 run's going to score. And the Rangers will wave Nelly Cruz to make it 3-1.
Jared Saltalamacchia picks up his teammate. Fastball right down the middle. He does not miss it. Davis strikes out in front of you with second and third. Your attitude there is, well, if you don't want to drive him in, I'll drive him in. Boy, he ripped that into right center field for 2 RBIs.
Saltalamacchia becomes a base runner. Elvis Andrus becomes a batter. Those are 2 of the 4 guys the Rangers got in that Mark Teixeira deal with the Atlanta Braves. They're going to appeal at third base to make sure that, I guess, Nelson Cruz actually touched the base coming around.
Yeah, man, thought he missed third base coming around. Nothing doing, says Tim Sheeta. He got it.
And you saw Tim Sheeta with his nose right near the bag there, too. Gracie, you and I were talking before the game. The Atlanta Braves for years, and probably for years to come, known as a team that trades and acquires very wisely.
They have in the past, yes.
But boy, it's tough not to look at that deal they made to get Mark Teixeira and see it any other way but a complete fleecing.
100%. It was a very lopsided deal, and it went all Rangers.
Bounced to the plate again. Second wild pitch in the inning. The Rangers acquiring their starting catcher, Saltalamacchia, their starting shortstop, Elvis Andrus. Matt Harrison is in that deal. The guy with back-to-back complete game wins at the age of 23 for the Rangers right now. And everybody says that the real jewel of that entire heist, if you will, is the kid that's still in the minor leagues. Neftali Feliz is his name. He throws 100 miles an hour, and he's supposedly the best of the whole take.
That was and Teixeira, who's a terrific player. Well, he's no longer in Atlanta, and well, they didn't get to the playoffs with him.
The Angels did get to the playoffs with Teixeira, but of course, as Angel fans well know, it was just kind of a stop by for Mark Teixeira.
It looks like Luke's is starting to feel those pitches from last night. Starting to bounce breaking balls, starting to miss.
Lukes has got to get to the bag, and he will get there before Andrus. But as the Rangers again push the ball to the right side, there's room for advancement.
This is what you young pitchers need to learn how to do. When the ball's hit to the right side, hustle over to first base. You never know. The first baseman went for that ball. You never know when you're going to be needed. Well done.
Here's Kinsler. He was at the epicenter of all the weirdness to get this game going. Again, John Lackey ejected as he put the first pitch of the game behind Kinsler, then the second pitch into his ribs.
Well, Kinsler also the hitter that Bobby Jenks admitted to throwing at earlier in the season.
Interesting how
Kinsler
Jenks
probably thinking, what did I do? I'm just hitting home runs.
A lot of them, too. He's got 11 from the leadoff spot. The way Kinsler hugs up to that inside corner, you don't blame pitchers for wanting to establish inside, but Kinsler's the kind of guy that just turns on inside fastballs and just kind of smokes them right inside that left field foul pole. Jammed him, and he pops it up. Matthews settles under it. The Rangers have a 3-1 lead at the end of 2. Angels won. The Rangers having won 5 straight and 11 out of 13. They've got a 2.5 game lead on these Angels in the AL West. Well, the Rangers know full well that the Angels are a team that won't just exactly slink away in 2009. Keep in mind the Angels don't have Vlad Guerrero and haven't for about 3 weeks.
Exactly. This is a very proud bunch, the Angels, and a very successful bunch. They know how to win.
Sean Figgins leading off, and he's going to send one into the crowd left side. Well, the most wins in the majors since 2005. It's the Angels. Not the Yankees, not the Red Sox. Figgins sends a dart into right field, a base hit for him. Takes that turn at first, throws on the brakes. Rangers pitching coach Mike Maddox visited with us just a couple of minutes ago, and even though he's the Rangers pitching coach, we asked him initially about what he saw with John Lackey today of the Angels, ejected 2 pitches in.
Well, what I saw was a guy making his first start of the season, I believe, or at least his first coming off the disabled list. Looked like he was losing it to his arm side up, and 2 in a row. I'd say the guy's a little rusty.
Vicente Padilla now, he has to be a little careful about pitching inside because he could get run.
Well, that's a big part of our game, and a big part of his game is pitching inside, and that's how we have to pitch. Just because there's warnings out there, it doesn't keep you from pitching inside. It keeps you from intentionally throwing at people, and that's up to the umpire's judgment if somebody gets hit.
Was there indeed a warning issued to your dugout, Mike?
Yes, there was.
There was.
After the incident there, Bob Davison came over and issued warnings to both teams.
All right, needed to know that. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, you got it.
Good luck.
The Rangers didn't make any real significant free agent acquisitions player-wise this year, but you talk to Nolan Ryan, and he says, actually, we did sign a huge free agent. We signed Mike Maddox.
That's very well said. He had a lot of success in Milwaukee. He's come here and he's really helped these Ranger hurlers. Sometimes a different voice, a voice of reason. His famous brother, well, trust me, Mike Maddox taught him how to pitch as well.
Well, Greg Maddox has always said the genesis of his incredible control was lawn chair wiffle ball with his brother Mike. Mike invented that game. Green lawn chair, 30 feet away, hit it with the wiffle ball, you're out. Miss it, that's a walk. That was Mike's idea. So Greg Maddox becomes the polished control artiste that he was because of Big Bro.
Pretty good pitcher of his own in the big leagues, Mike Maddox.
One to his Taurus. Make it 2-1.
That was a pitch out that didn't really get out there very far.
High pop-up. And Josh Hamilton wanders under it. He's got it. Bobby Abreu will come up next. I think the Angels and pretty much any team can identify with what the Rangers are trying to do here pitching-wise. Nolan Ryan's philosophy is essentially, if you had to sum it up in one sentence, shut up and pitch. Get in shape, stay mentally tough, don't give in. Of course, that's how Nolan Ryan did it for a lot of years. There's that curveball that draws the oohs and ahs at 54 miles an hour.
I like that. Shut up and pitch. Boy.
Well, and don't let the excuses creep in. I mean,
there you go.
That's
very well said.
Well, you've played in 100-degree weather before, Mark, and I think the Rangers for years have said, well, it's hot. It's tough to pitch.
Yeah, it is. But just about everywhere that you have an open air stadium, Josh, in the summertime, it's hot.
And again,
it's hot in Chicago. It's hot in New York. It's hot in just about every place you go. Play. That's what you're here for.
Abreu to left center field. Josh Hamilton motors after it. He will make the running basket catch. How many 240-pound guys make that play, do you figure?
Not many. Not many. What speed? Closing speed. It looked like this ball was headed to the left center gap. But great closing speed by Hamilton. Made in and out.
Crazy time for the Bank of America fan cam. The bundled up citizenry.
Sooner fans. It's not allowed down here, is it?
I think you have to have a passport. Want to show the world it's not like it's love. Get MLB banking only from Bank of America. Torrey Hunter, a wave and a miss. It is a very un-Texas-like 64 degrees with that rain having moved through the area.
Well, that's about 50 degrees less than where I just left out in Phoenix. So it's a brisk 105 today.
But it's a dry heat, I thought.
Yeah.
Hunter trying to hold back. He just couldn't. Speaking of heat.
It just runs up and in. Torrey Hunter can't hold up. He's in an 0-2 hole.
Torrey Hunter having a terrific start to 2009. Leads the Angels in runs, hits, home runs, runs batted in, and game-saving catches.
Oh. He's always done that. Just a quiet star in this game. A big lead.
Padilla brings it. Saltalamacchia stops it.
Good block there. Good form by Saltalamacchia. Something he's worked very hard on. Not only the offseason, but still working hard to be a. Well, he's turned himself into a very good defensive catcher.
Well, a former teammate of yours, Scott Service, who's now in the Rangers organization, has worked with him on the improved footwork, the ability to block those balls.
Scott Service was one of the hardest workers I ever played with. Good pitch, Padilla didn't get it that time.
Remember earlier, Padilla got frustrated enough to drop his glove right on the top of the mound when he didn't get a call, but
it looks like it's a pretty good pitch. If you're Torrey Hunter, you can't hit it. It's such a quality pitch. You just have to hope and pray that the umpire calls it a ball, and he got his wish. Padilla holding the ball for a long time.
one more time, Padilla was down off that front slope of the mountain thinking he was out of the inning. Didn't happen.
I guess it was called high. It was a pretty good pitch once again, but he didn't get the call. Padilla started to get frustrated. Let's take a look. What do you think at home? I think it's up. Just a little bit.
Figgins will finally get a chance to run on a 3-2 count. Ball 4.
Have you noticed the former hitter in me? Nothing's a strike.
No, can't be. Although you, sir, we looked it up before the game. You can say you were a 300 hitter against the great Nolan Ryan. 3 for 10.
3 for 10 off the Ryan Express.
I give you large amounts of credit.
Yeah, I faced him my rookie year. He was with the Houston Astros, and then thankfully he decided to go over to the American League and pitch here in Arlington. And that was before interleague play, so I missed the great Nolan Ryan for the rest of his career.
There were some pretty amazing hitters that he just made look goofy up there. Frank Thomas, a career 0 for 12 with 11 punch-outs against Nolan.
Wow.
Fouled back by Kendry Morales, who, remember, had a 3-run home run last night. And we should talk about that comeback that almost was for the Angels last night, Mark. The Rangers had a 10-3 lead, 9th inning, 2 outs and nobody on. The Angels almost won that game.
Yeah, they were coming fast.
One ball, one strike. I think that game was representative of the kind of fight that the Angels have showed all season long. They've had so much go against them. But there they were with a 25-minute-and-a-half inning, making a lot of people nervous.
That's the champion in them.
Outside, 2-1. The Angels are 12-5 since that 6-11 start. Again outside, 3-1. And a guy who has been a real terror against Padilla in the past is on deck, and Mike Napoli.
Leadoff base hit, a couple of fly balls to center field, and now all of a sudden Padilla having trouble finding the strike zone. Walked Torrey Hunter, now a 3-1 pitch, should be a fastball somewhere in the middle of the plate, and Morales is dangerous. Got to be careful here.
In the air, right center field. Nelson Cruz on the move, though, and he's got it. The Angels threaten. They do not score. It stays 3-1 on Fox. Rangers and the Angels were delayed by rain off the top. Michael Young, first pitch, drips it on into right field, a base hit. He's now hit safely. He's 16 out of 17. That brings up Josh Hamilton, who has returned from the DL and has been launching a bunch of home runs.
He can hurt you to the opposite field, and he can pull you way out of here as well. this is the one they'll talk about for a long time.
Against the guy that is now facing him right now, Shane Lukes. This is an uncomfortable situation for Shane Lukes.
Yeah, don't throw him that one again.
The Josh Hamilton bobbleheads have been given out today.
Is that thing blinking at him? He's winking at Josh, that's all.
Hamilton rolls it foul. Now, if you watch the home run derby last year, right before the All-Star game, I'm sure you're aware that Josh Hamilton can indeed hit them a long way. You look at what he's done since coming back from the DL, and I think Ron Washington really likes the fact that there are 4 walks in there. He hadn't walked in 15 games before going on the DL.
He's too respected of a hitter to not draw walks. Got to be more patient. For that reason right there, most pitchers are going to try to get Josh to chase something off the plate. Major league pitchers, I hate to admit it, but they're pretty smart, Josh. They're not. Yeah, they're not going to just throw it. If you show these guys that you'll chase off the plate, they'll stay out there. That hurt to say.
That sounds like something you could appreciate. A couple of peanut butter sandwiches.
Oh, love them. Good pitch, fastball right by him on the outside corner.
But you'll notice it's all the way, right? I mean, there's nothing in that he can jerk into the upper deck again.
Yeah, the pitch last night was a little up and a little in. Nothing doing. The sacrifice fly off of Lukes was down and away, and that's what they're trying to do here. Stay away from him.
You see the respect the Angel outfielders have for Josh Hamilton, backed up for him. A flare and a left. That's the kind of intelligent hitting that Rudy Jaramillo has got to really appreciate. The longtime Ranger hitting coach has a very willing pupil in Josh Hamilton. Take what they give you, right?
That's just gorgeous. He saw for 5 pitches they were staying away from him. Why try and pull that ball? He does exactly what the pitcher wanted him to do. That's what Lukes was having him do. Here, I'll give you the stuff away, but I'm not going to let you jerk me into the seats.
The Angels waiting for Vladimir Guerrero to come back. He did take batting practice yesterday. Count runs to 2-0 now on Blaylock.
Blaylock, if he gets the pitch to his liking, he can come unglued with one of the more violent swings in all of baseball.
Towards left and locked up. That'll bring up Marlon Byrd. And Bird's another guy that has certainly benefited from Rudy Jaramillo and that influence. There have been a lot of fixer-up kind of projects brought in here to Texas, and that's the man we're talking about. Rudy Jaramillo has been at this longer than any other current hitting coach in the big leagues. There's been usually a lot of turnover at that gig, it seems like.
They know what they've got here. They've got a gem in Jaramillo. He is a big reason for all the success of these reclamation projects. Marlon Byrd being one of them. The Phillies gave up on him. He's turned himself into a terrific outfielder and a terrific hitter.
Byrd with a ground ball to short. And the Angels go 6-4 with it. What a pick over there at first base by Morales. to keep it from getting away. They don't get the double play, but well, that ball easily could have skidded into the stands on one hop.
Really was a terrific play. This is as routine as it gets. Meister Asturis just spikes it into the ground. What an amazing play there by Kendry Morales. And it looked like he kicked the bag, yet didn't get the call. Watch the left foot. It looks like it kicked the bag. But first base umpire Rob Drake said, no, I think the Rangers got a break there. I think that was a fabulous play by Morales and didn't get the call. Watch the left foot. Not on now, but the ball's in the glove and the kick. That's a great play by Morales.
But the call doesn't go the Angels' way for the double play. Lets the Rangers keep on hitting for now. Ball 1 to Nelson Cruz. Got to give Shane Lukes some credit, huh, Mark? He was asked into this game 3 pitches into the afternoon when John Lackey was ejected.
I would imagine when he came to the ballpark today, he was probably not prepared. Maybe prepared to come in if Lackey got in trouble in maybe the 6th inning or the 7th inning. I don't think he expected to come in 2 pitches into this thing. He's done a very good job. He gave up a couple runs in the 2nd. Now trying to clean up here in the 3rd.
Nelson Cruz chips it up in the air to right. Rangers had a couple of hits. They leave 2 men on base. It is 3-1 Texas at the end of 3. The beauty goes on by Gillette Fusion, Gillette's closest, most comfortable shave, and by Windows, life without walls. Warnings have been issued to both dugouts. That much we have been told. Vicente Padilla is on the mound for the Rangers. John Lackey's already been ejected from this game. 2 pitches into his return.
One behind Kinsler, the next one hit him, and that was it.
A 3-1 baseball game here in the 4th inning. Mike Napoli bats. And Vicente Padilla hums one right by him.
Third back went right down the middle, belt tie, and threw it right by him.
For those of you that started out watching the Mets and the Giants, the Mets are leading that game. Last we checked, 7-6. 8th inning.
So Randy Johnson will not get victory 299.
A strike to Napoli. But quietly, Mike Napoli has put up some unbelievable numbers going back to about mid-September of last year. He's hitting close to 400 since then with pop. He's even been DHing for the Angels lately.
He is a hitter. He's a catcher, but this guy can flat out hit. He's finally getting a chance to be in the lineup somehow, some way every day for Mike Scioscia, be it as catcher or DH. You can see he's a little hungrier as a DH.
He's going to put this one down in the right field, a base hit to lead things off for the Angels. Now, we talked to Mike Butcher, the Angels pitching coach, just a couple minutes ago, and had to have him weigh in on the whole John Lackey situation. Here you go.
I was definitely surprised by it. There's absolutely no intention there. I know what it looks like and understand where, Bob Davidson's coming from as far as, probably what he's looking at. But, John's been on the DL. It's his first game back. First pitch was inside. Second pitch looked like it got away from him as well. He definitely doesn't want to be, starting off his season right now, missing the start, and getting putting ourselves in a jam. I know he wanted to go out there and pitch his game and go as deep as he could.
On the sunnier side, your pitching staff starting to get healthy.
Well, it's sunny. No, Gracie, we got some guys coming back. It's nice to see Santana back. It's nice to see John, getting back out there. Escobar's not that far away as well. We got Darren Oliver back in our bullpen, and things are looking a little bit brighter. So we're looking forward to getting this thing rolling in the right direction.
Thanks, Mike, for joining us. Good luck to you guys.
Good luck, bro.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Well, right now the Angels trying to rally for the pitching staff. They've got runners at the corners as Napoli and Matthews both single, and the batter Juan Rivera. In a ballpark that is usually all about extra base hits, we have not seen one of those yet today.
Not yet.
We've seen 8 singles from these two teams. Down the right field line, foul. Well, talking about the Angels pitching situation again, leaving alone the fact that they had just the most incredible tragedy befall them in the Nick Adenhart situation, and time permitting, I hope we have time to get into that a little bit later today. But Lackey, Santana, Escobar, Mosley, all on the shelf for various amounts of time. That ball hacked into center field. Another base hit for the Angels. Another single. That's what they do. We'll get about 7 or 8 of those in an inning sometimes. They're back to within 3-2 here in Arlington.
Padilla starting to get the ball up in the zone. Every time he goes belt high, these Angels are whacking it. This pitch stays above the belt. Rivera just drills it into center field. That's going to bring out Mike Maddox, have a conversation with his right-hander.
For whatever reason, Gracie, the 4th inning has been the problem inning for Vicente Padilla for a couple of years now. This year, anyway. Essentially, half the runs he's allowed have been in the 4th inning. Been 11 out of 24.
I think the only way to explain that is that's just a mental hurdle right there. He looks up in the scoreboard, doggone it, it's the 4th inning again. And next thing you know, he's talked himself right into it. And here it is, a run across already, and first and second, still nobody out. So the Angels threaten to have a big inning.
Boy, and some big-time contact hitters coming up now. Ibar and Figgins, and it's Torres, and then Abreu.
Well, right here, Josh, is how you have big innings at the major league level. The bottom of the order doing the job. Number 6 hitter Napoli, 7 Matthews, 8 Rivera. all on base. Now this lineup is about to turn over, and those big boys are about to start earning their keep. Guys like Sean Figgins, Bobby Abreu, Torrey Hunter. So Padilla going to have to be real good here to keep this at a minimum.
Fouled back this way.
I got this one.
You almost had that one. You and your Gold Glove artistry. You're just not tall enough, son.
That was exciting. Made me a little nervous, I got to be honest with you.
You got your Josh Hamilton bobblehead already. If you get the foul ball, it's
I'll never leave.
Pretty good daily double for you. That one is inside, 2-1. This was a view Mark Grace had.
Right below us there. And down to the lower bowl.
Oh, the Angels again without John Lackey, as he was ejected 2 pitches into his afternoon for throwing, they say, at Ian Kinsler. Here are the Angels hanging tough, 3-2, and threatening for more. Corner men are in. Wave and a miss by Ibar.
Quality pitch there on the outside corner at the knees. That's a thing of beauty. You're not going to give up anything on those pitches. Knee high outside corner.
Time called, and again, when Padilla goes into this kind of 4 corners stall mode, you see a lot of that. Hitters get impatient. They say, forget this, I'm backing out.
And he goes right into his Dean Smith. Phil Ford at the point. When things start to get a little dicey out there, he really goes slow. Holds the ball for a long time.
Ground ball to short. Elvis Andrus says, I'll take it. Double play. Now to the top of the order for Sean Figgins.
Well, what sequence he put on Ibar there. The outside corner and into the inside corner.
A DirecTV game break for you. Alfonso Soriano. We keep showing you former Rangers today. The single off of Troy Hawkins. Bobby Scales comes in. Cubs win. Cubs win. Watch your favorite MLB team no matter where you live with DirecTV. Now Padilla almost out of this thing. Has to get Figgins, who sends one down the line foul.
With a big double play, jammed Ibar with a fastball after going knee-high outside corner. Got a huge double play ball.
Right when the Angels were looking to do what it is they do so well. Single you to death.
Single you to death, run you right out of here.
As long as we're talking about the college basketball kind of vernacular. Wow, look at that.
What is going on? Fred Flintstone.
The Angels, I mean, what they do essentially, they run the fast break. You know, forget that walk 10 times a game Moneyball stuff. They swing early in the count, they get things going.
Singles, bunters, stolen bases. Just that is all just fundamentally sound, and that is what Mike Scioscia demands.
There is another single, and this game is tied. Sean Figgins, boy, the epitome of hanging tough. Talking about that for the Angels, top to bottom. Figgins fights through an at bat. He's on base for a 3rd time today in 4 innings.
Well, he jumps ahead 0-2, tries to come inside. It just starts to fade back to the middle. Figgins just goes down and lines it into center. That's just good stuff right there from Figgins. Battling when you're down 0-2 in the count.
There's that dreaded 4th inning for Padilla again. is Torres 0 for 2. And another base hit for the Angels. Nelson Cruz will go after it. Figgins racing to third. 5 singles in the inning. Keep in mind that Padilla had a stretch where he had allowed only 2 hits in 16 innings. He has now allowed 5 of the last 6 Angels to get a single here in the 4th.
Another fastball at the belt. And his Torres just ripped that by Chris Davis. I mean, that ball was by Chris Davis before he could even flinch. That's just center cut. That's where your money's made at this game, on pitches in the middle of the plate. And when you get them, you can't miss them. And right now, the Angels are not missing them.
And the Angels, as always, are efficient. If you look at Chris Benson getting ready in the Ranger bullpen. The great statistician Bill James defines efficiency this way. Says if you have a home run, then a double, single, and a walk in an inning, and you only get 1 run out of that, that's very inefficient. But if you have, say, a walk and a couple singles, turn that somehow into 2 runs, that is very efficient. And the Angels have been champions of that basically for a decade.
And it's just speed. Being able to go first to third, being able to go second to home, not having to stop your runners at third base.
The other way to look at that, I guess, on a larger scale, Grace, you say you outscore your opponents 20-3 in a 3-game series, but you win only 1 of those games. That's inefficient. You get outscored, say, 12-7 in a 3-game series, but find a way to win 2 out of 3. That's Angels baseball. That's the efficiency that we're talking about.
That's a good way of putting it. Good block there by Lackey.
Well, you were on that early, talking about his improvement, getting that done.
Padilla really struggling right now. And as you said, Josh, it's that 4th inning that he seems to have his hiccup.
Only 21 pitches this inning, but it seems like 40 just
really
because of the pace,
right.
you know.
2-0 to Abreu, homerless this year, and that is just mind-boggling. That Bobby Abreu, former All-Star game home run champ.
He had a Josh Hamilton style home run derby going on. Got a big 0 here so far as an Angel. 3-0. But Abreu has been otherwise as advertised, right? I mean, he's
hitting over 300.
Stealing bases.
Drawing a lot of walks. The on-base percentage is high. And that's what he does. You can see Padilla already going to throw pitch number 80.
Number 8 is pretty good. Yeah, it came with a 3-0 breaking ball.
Just not going to give in to Abreu. He just throws a little spinner right down the middle for strike 1. Well, if I can't throw my fastball for a strike, let's see if I can throw my breaking ball.
Runner goes from first. Pitch taken for a strike, no throw by Lackey. Didn't want a chance. Figgins scooting in.
Another breaking ball on 3-1 for a strike.
But to throw that breaking ball 3-1, you don't give Lackey a chance to throw out the runner, right?
Exactly right. I think Lackey was thinking fake the whole time. He didn't want to give up a cheapie with Figgins and his great speed over there at third. Now with the base open, it's time for Vicente Padilla to make a decision. Do I want to take my chances with the left-handed Abreu or pitch to the right-handed Torrey Hunter on deck?
Abreu grounds it to Kinsler. And Padilla survives the 4th inning, but not before the Angels come back to tie it. It's 3-3 on Fox. 44 already today. John Lackey given the gate 2 pitches in this afternoon. The Rangers and the Angels are tied 3-3. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Josh Lewin, Mark Grace with you from Arlington, Texas. Rain delayed the start of this one for about an hour and a quarter.
It's always important, Josh, when your team goes out and bangs around 5 hits, you score a couple of runs. It's always important as a pitcher to go out and try to have a clean, crisp inning and get your guys right back into the dugout, get the bats, and keep that momentum.
Davis with a high fly ball to left. It's shallow. Out number 1. Fox Sports proud to support the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's research. The Michael J. Fox Foundation's goal is to drive the development of better treatments and get a cure for Parkinson's. To learn more, if you want to, please visit michaeljfox.org. Proudly wearing the logo right here.
Got one right there. I got one right here. Proudly wear them.
You know, the Rangers and the Angels entertaining us today. Nice to have you here. You've still got your Josh Hamilton bobblehead right there.
I got it. I'm very pleased with that.
That is going home safely.
It will. And the head will get pulled off by my son. But that's okay, Josh. Don't take it personal.
Are you traveling with bubble wrap, or do we have to get you that too?
I should be able to find it somewhere.
Saltalamacchia found right field for a 2 RBI single. That in the 2nd inning. You check some of those other scores coming in, and boy, we know that Toronto has won again. If the Rangers aren't the feel-good surprise story of the American League, I would say it has to be Toronto.
I don't think there's any question. And I think it's good for baseball. Teams that have been, well, not playing very well for a few years, more than a few years. Teams that haven't been to the playoffs in a long time, like Toronto, like Texas. I think it's good for baseball to get them in the hunt again.
Saltalamacchia, base hit again in the right. Well, you bring up a great point, Mark. I mean, there have been 17 teams now that have played in the 14 World Series since the wild card format was introduced. We have not seen a team repeat as a league champion for the last 7 going on 8 years now. So you do get the sense that if you catch a little lightning in a bottle, if you can just kind of ride the wave, why not?
Exactly. And like for instance, what Kansas City's doing this year, that's a fun story. Zach Greinke, what a great story that is.
And the Rangers saw that. The Angels saw that. The Angels dealt Greinke his only loss, 1-0.
Found a way to beat him 1-0.
The Rangers lost to Greinke 2-0. But while the Angels have taken root in the postseason this decade, the Rangers, well, they've finished above 500 just once in the last 9 years. They would love to be a part of that wide open nature that we're talking about. Saltalamacchia goes. Base hit for Elvis Andrus. Hit and run as they send the catcher in motion. And they ask a 20-year-old to make contact. He does. It's 1st and 3rd.
Look at Ron Washington going to the gas pedal. The bottom of the order. You know what? I got a big old catcher over there at first base. You know what? I want him in motion. Jared Saltalamacchia, take off. And sure enough, Andrews with a great job hitting the ball hard on the ground. Now it's the Rangers' turn to play the 1st and 3rd game.
If indeed the Rangers are trying to steal some of that Angels mojo, as you look at Darren Oliver getting ready in the Angel bullpen. We've talked a lot already about how the Angels go at it offensively. Singling up a storm just kind of get you raindrop by raindrop. Well, the Rangers have stolen that mojo for the day anyway. All of their hits today were singles.
Wow. A guy with 31 RBIs in the leadoff spot. That's amazing. Ian Kinsler with a chance to retake the lead. Entertaining game so far.
Good things come to those who wait, Mr. Grace.
But it's been terrific. I mean, fireworks right out of the gate with ejections and dust-ups. A lot of hits.
13 of them, but again, all of them for exactly 1 base. You'd think that Kinsler would be the most likely guy to have a single for the Rangers. But as you've suggested, he's all about the extra base hit this year. Very close to leading the league in home runs.
Here's that inside sinker that Kinsler likes to yank down the line. That time he was a little quick. Pulled it foul.
Now, Kinsler, Gracie, 3 spring trainings ago was listed at 172 pounds. This year, the bio says 200. And he has muscled 11 home runs already here in 2009. Runner goes from first. Kinsler showing bunt. Pulls the bat back, and Andrews wheels in there with a stolen base.
I love aggressive base running. I love the stolen base. Stay out of the double play. He stole it easily, not even a throw.
Well, Andrews is looking like the early season leader for Rookie of the Year in the American League.
Defensively, he's as good as they come at short. Hanging around 280 at the plate. Stole a big base there.
Count grows to 3-1.
This time it's Luke's turn to get squeezed a little bit there by a home plate umpire, Bob Davidson. Vicente Padilla has been frustrated with the strike zone.
Ball 4, Michael Young coming up.
Shane Lukes. Well, you're kind of asking for it here. A couple of base hits, now a walk. That brings up a guy that's just done nothing but hit for years. 337 career with the bases loaded is Michael Young.
And he drills it into center field right away. The Rangers take a 4-3 lead. Andrews held at third. That could be the last batter that Luke faces. You got Hamilton coming up.
Well, he said he was asking for it. And yeah, one pitch later, bang! Michael Young, what a hitter he is. Rips it into center. And this seesaw battle heading the Rangers' way now.
The biggest singles party in North Texas. 14 singles in this game. No extra base hits. It's 4-3 Rangers. And Darren Oliver, former Ranger, still getting it done after all this time. He lives here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in the town of Southlake, not too far from where we're sitting right now, watching Josh Hamilton stride to the plate with the bases loaded and a 4-3 Ranger lead in the bottom of the 4th inning.
There's been a lot of base hits, 7 apiece, all singles, and now Josh Hamilton a chance to really deliver a big blow to the Angels here in the 4th.
I mean, if there's one guy out of everybody here in this ballpark that you figure can end this string of singles.
Yes.
Josh Hamilton had the 460-foot home run last night.
And when healthy, is an RBI machine.
On the outside edge, 1-1.
Bobblehead day. Darren Oliver, crafty old veteran. Good to see him out there at 75 years of age.
And again, they stay away from Josh Hamilton. Everything toward the outside part of the plate.
Hamilton's bat is so quick. His hands are so quick inside. And Darren Oliver doing the same thing. I'm not going to let you yank me out of here. You're going to have to beat me to the big part of the ballpark.
Well, Hamilton just getting a piece as Oliver dialed it down to mid-70s on that delivery.
Took a lot off the breaking ball. Even though he hung it, he took a lot off of it. And Hamilton cued it right off the end of the bat. Now Oliver a chance to really get a big out here. Another slider, see if he can get Hamilton to swing at it off the plate.
Hamilton reaches out. Abreu's on the move. He's got it near the warning track. Runners tagged from both second and third. And it's 5-3 Texas. 2 sac flies in this game for Josh Hamilton.
Now this is an efficient at-bat. Another breaking ball, up and out over. Josh doesn't try to do too much with it. Just puts it in play. And he's so strong, even when he doesn't hit a ball all that well, it still carries plenty deep.
That's the crazy thing about some runners. Yeah, I mean, the home run that he hit last night, to hear Josh Hamilton tell it, he said, I didn't get all of it. He said he felt the bat vibrate in his hands. Thought he got it maybe on the label. And said, I mean.
460 feet later.
Right. Imagine if he had actually hit it well.
Yeah, I was going to say, Josh, I really don't want to hear that. I would have had to have hit a ball 3 times for it to go that far.
Another one of the Rangers sluggers, Hank Blaylock. A lot of breaking stuff here from Oliver.
Seems like Hank Blaylock, he really doesn't start hitting until about the 7th inning along.
Got a good rip right there. No, you're right. I mean, he's been money late in games, at least here in 09.
He's the drama king. Oh, that was a good swing at a fastball out over and belt high. Hank doesn't get cheated. He will let it fly.
He's been limited due to injury the last couple of years. Of course, this year he's being asked to do very little, if anything, in the field. He gets all the DH at bats that Milton Bradley had for the Rangers a year ago. Check swing. Marlon Byrd waits on deck. As Blaylock throws the count down to 3-1.
I would imagine now Blaylock can look for a fastball. If he gets it to his liking, you know he's going to swing it with bad intentions. Got the breaking ball from Darren Oliver. You crafty veteran Darren Oliver. You had all of us fooled.
Blaylock lets it go by, right? Not the pitch he wanted to be swinging.
No, he wants a fastball in that situation. Oliver knows that, but he's still got the guts to throw the breaking ball and risk the walk. Now I'd throw the breaking ball again.
They challenge him with the fastball, and Blaylock will just curl it back into the crowd. You got Blaylock, Kinsler, and Chris Davis, all with 10 home runs or more right now.
That's a lot of long balls there, boy. Here we are, just mid-May.
They try that fastball again on Blaylock. 3-2 looks like. Runner goes from first, and Blaylock pops it way up there. Figgins coming in. Now drifting back to put it away. Torrey Hunter's coming up for the Angels, who find themselves behind 5-3. Underway in the 5th inning, Vicente Padilla will be given a chance to pitch through this 5th inning and maybe get a victory for the Texas Rangers today. The Rangers trying to make it 6 straight wins. Torrey Hunter, bouncing ball in the hole. Elvis Andrus was going to have to make some kind of throw to get Hunter anyway, but it's a moot point as he can't come up with it.
I'm sure that'll go as a base hit.
Which means it's now 15 singles in this game. No doubles, no triples, no homers.
Just right off the palm of his glove, and that'll go as a base hit. Number 8. And right back come the Angels.
Well, these teams play each other 19 times every year. And it's beginning to look like every game is going to mean something this year.
Much improved Rangers.
And the always tough Angels, who basically had the ownership of this division in large measure all decade.
It hasn't been a Picasso painting.
No.
It hasn't been poetic by any means here for Vicente Padilla, but he's 3 outs away from being the pitcher of record here and it being in the win column right now.
He'd be the first to admit it's been closer to a scribble than a a Picasso here, but despite the 3 walks, 8 hits, a wild pitch that scored a run. Yeah, it's 5-3 Rangers here in the 5th inning.
Just been base runners everywhere.
Fouled back by Morales. And I think the other thing that is fair to bring up with Padilla, I mean, this is a guy that in the past has been very emotional. And there was a first inning where he wasn't getting a lot called his way. I mean, he was frustrated, but he didn't let it shake him. There was Ian Kinsler getting thrown behind. There's been no retaliation. I think he stayed very much together out there today. Line shot. Davis has got a double play.
Like we said, it hasn't been pretty at all. A line shot. And Chris Davis, if he doesn't catch that ball, it might catch him right in the chicklets. I mean, look out. This ball was hammered.
That's a sinking, helpless feeling for the base runner, too. Nothing you can do.
Nothing you can do. It's just a double play automatically, and 2 big outs for Padilla.
Today's Gillette Power Trivia question. Which Major League power hitter has the highest career slugging percentage against the Rangers?
Which Major League power hitter? Now, what is classified as a power hitter?
Anything north of you, I would say.
I was going to say, would that be me? Would I be considered a power hitter? Probably not.
Depends on where you set the bar, big fella. Napoli, a wave and a miss. Answer coming up soon for you, as the Rangers and Angels play on Fox today. Oh, I saw subliminally.
Did you?
Who it might be. Yeah.
Did you see something I didn't?
I could have sworn I just saw just a little glimpse of dreadlock.
Oh, wow. That'll narrow it down.
It's not Mike Napoli, who takes a called 3rd strike. Padilla has his 5 innings. 5-3 Rangers.
I think I know it now.
highly entertaining afternoon of baseball here, getting towards the evening. In North Texas, it's the Rangers and the Angels playing for the second time in 2009. There are 17 more meetings to go.
It's been a fun 5 innings.
Rangers lead by 2. Marlon Byrd can't connect against Aaron Oliver. John Lackey has watched a lot more of this one on Fox today than he had intended. He was ejected 2 pitches into his afternoon. The Angels getting so excited about Lackey's return and Santana's return. But Mike Scioscia had to go to the bullpen real early today.
And Angel fans will have to wait 5 more days to see the return, well, I guess, of John Lackey. Hopefully he can stay in that one a little longer.
I wonder if Mike Scioscia, though, I'm just throwing this out there. I mean, Jared Weaver's scheduled to start tomorrow.
Right.
He's pitching well, so you don't necessarily need to bump him. But could you not bring Lackey back, if not tomorrow, then the day after that?
That's a very good point. Depending on how your rotation is set up right now.
Can't be too exhausted from throwing 2 pitches today.
I would imagine he probably didn't even ice. But I've never seen that. 2 pitches gone.
Marlon Byrd checks and walks. Time for a direct TV game break. I promised that we'd keep you guys current on the Mets and the Giants. This one actually now is final. Carlos Beltran doubling against the big unit. David Wright would have a double off Randy Johnson. That made it 6-3 at the time. 9-6 to final. The Mets over the Giants today. Watch your favorite Major League Baseball team no matter where you live with DirecTV. And as always, for more on that game, you can go to foxsports.com. There's ball 1 to Nelson Cruz. Looks like a very light sprinkle has returned here to Arlington.
Well, the news just keeps continuing to get better.
This game was delayed about 1:20 initially. The big time rain is pushed east of here. And what we're told the rest of the way today, maybe an occasional drizzle, but
we can live with that.
Got a nice crowd here today. There's a post-game concert in the works. Native Texan Robert Earl Keane performing.
Really?
Yeah, gives you something to
Big
do
fan.
tonight. Sure. Because I know, you never do anything socially otherwise when you're out on the road. So.
Never, especially in a town like Dallas, Fort Worth. Not much to do here.
Well, that's what Twitter is for, my friend. There's all that interactivity between Twitterers these days. I know you're an active Twitterer.
I tweet.
So fans can probably give you some ideas on
what to do with
your fine self in the Metroplex tonight. You can use Twitter to stay connected to Fox Baseball, of course. If you're a follower, you get alerts to original video and columns posted at foxsports.com. Backstage, behind-the-scenes photos, insights from guys like Mark Grace. Ground ball to short. Turned, 6-4-3 double play. So the Angels able to get it done defensively. The Rangers have been turning a bunch of double plays all week, and now the Angels jump right in there too.
That's a pretty turn right there by the middle infielders. Ibar to Asturis and over to Morales. Just ahead of Nelson Cruz.
Back to that Gillette Power trivia question. The power hitter with the highest career slugging percentage against the Rangers. They call him El Diablo around here. Vladimir Guerrero has flat worn the Rangers out.
Didn't he have a long hitting streak against Ranger pitching? 44 games, something like that?
First 44 games he played against the Rangers, he had a hit in every one of them. So the fact that he's still on the DL, Ranger fans are not heartbroken about that.
I don't know what's going on. Something's going on.
You got a hot foot down there or just a new pair of shoes?
Ibar, the shortstop, is he might have been the recipient of a hot foot. Okay, he's back. I guess he had to change a shoe because you can just tie him out on the field, can't you?
Yeah, I've never seen a guy leave the field to tie his shoes. So.
Yeah.
Some shoe maintenance at least in that dugout. Now here's Chris Davis. Davis had the walk-off home run just the other day to beat Seattle. They had the big-time Brett Boone-style bat flip after as well, and he said afterwards, "Boy, thank goodness that ball actually went out. I mean, it only got into the first row."
Yeah, you don't want to bat flip those too often, do you? I guess he knew. He reminds me a lot of
a horse.
Well, no, not of a.
Oh. To left field this time, taking off into the corner, but caught in the corner by Juan Rivera.
Russell Brandon was the word I was was the player I was going to tell you about.
Horse was the alternate word. Yeah. 5-3. Call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. By Craftsman, there's a Craftsman in all of us. And by Kentucky Grilled Chicken. Get a 2-piece meal for just $3.99 and unthink KFC. 5-3 as the sixth inning opens up, and Gary Matthews Jr. lofting one in the left center field. Run down by Marlon Byrd. The fact that Vicente Padilla is still out there, Mr. Mark Grace, I think better than anything, represents the turn in philosophy for these Texas Rangers.
And it starts with Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan publicly came out and said, "I'm tired of seeing pitchers after their 5 innings is up or 6 innings is up start looking to their manager. Okay, you're going to come get me now? Go ahead and go to the bullpen. I've done my job." That's not the attitude he wants. He wants his pitchers going deeper into the ball games.
Yep, get your backside back out there. Give me another inning.
Exactly,
right?
and what that does, it gives your bullpen over the course of a season many more innings of rest. Get your backside out there, keep your mouth shut, and pitch. Very simple, but very effective.
Ripped out of play by Rivera. Well, and more than anything, I think that demonstrates a turnaround that the Rangers have put forth here in 2009. Last year, they had the fewest innings from their rotation, the most innings from a bullpen. This year, it's exactly 180 degrees opposite. The bullpen is a bunch of Maytag repairmen out there. Michael Young makes the play. 2 down. And folks, MLB and People Magazine looking for individuals who have made a difference in their community. 30 everyday All-Stars will be honored at the 2009 All-Star Game. To nominate, go to peopleallstars.com. It's Armed Forces Day today here in Arlington. The Rangers honoring service members from every major U.S. conflict since World War II.
And we thank them all for their service.
There's ball 1 down and into Ibar. A fly ball towards center, and Padilla asked to get back out there for the 6th.
That's a pretty crisp inning right there. Very well done by Padilla.
You bet. 6 pitches. That's it. 5-3 Rangers. Has had to run through a bunch of pitchers today, and here's why. Showing you our Flomax replay.
Well, after the first pitch went behind Ian Kinsler, the next one was true to its mark, right in the ribs, and that was enough for Bob Davidson. Out you go, John Lackey. And in have to come up bunch of relievers for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Two pitches.
Looked like Bob Davidson almost tore a rotator cuff with that ejection, too.
It was pretty emphatic, wasn't it?
Justin Spire is the next contestant here for the Angels, and he's opening up with Saltalamacchia, then Andrews and Kinsler. 8-9-1 in the Ranger order. Texas on top 5-3. The Rangers beat the Angels yesterday 10-8. And again in that one, the Rangers rolled out to a 10-3 lead and survived. There was a very shaky finish. Very strong finish if you're an Angels player or fan. First 2 men went very quietly in that top of the 9th with a score 10-3. All of a sudden it's 10-8 with 2 men on base.
Those are always dangerous. Those are one time, maybe once a year, Josh, will you get a victory like that where you come from the clouds, maybe get a 6-run bottom of the 9th or something to that effect. And when you lose those, well, those have a hangover for at least a week. But the Rangers were able to stave it off, and here they are playing well here again this afternoon and evening.
Yeah, a little bit more about the evening than the afternoon right about now. The game delayed off the top an hour and 20 minutes because of rain. Then the delay while the Angels had to go and rustle up some help from the bullpen.
Yeah.
The very early ejection of John Lackey. There is a walk to Saltalamacchia. He's been on base 3 times.
Had himself a terrific ball game. He's been good behind the plate, blocking a lot of would-be wild pitches. He was on the front end of a successful hit and run his last time.
Yep, the bottom 2 guys in the order, Saltalamacchia and Andrews, have combined to get on base 4 times today. Rangers have had the leadoff man on in 5 out of 6 innings. And Elvis Andrews at 20 years old, winning a lot of people over here. The Rangers have been very quick to say that age is just a number. Tell you that Al Kaline won a batting title at age 20. That Ken Griffey Jr. was precocious enough to be in the big leagues at 18. And how about Andrew Jones? He was a World Series hero at age 19.
Doing some good things here in Texas is Andrew Jones, after a miserable time of it in Hollywood last year. Now it's called Mannywood.
Yeah, I heard that. Andrews with the bunt, and we get you from Andrews to Andrew. Andrew Jones yesterday with a home run to, remind you that he can still play the game. He's now got more homers this year than he had all last year in LA.
Yeah, he can still help a ball club. I think if used right, he's not an everyday player anymore, but if used right, he can help you win some games. He certainly did here last evening.
Kinsler is following up with a bunt, making Figgins field it on the run. That's a nice play.
Well, the bunt was a little firm, and then he also fell down coming out of the box. There's the bunt, and then whoop.
Oh, yep.
So it was off to a bad start from the beginning.
Nice recovery, though.
Yeah, and really a nice play by Figgins.
As we've discussed, the Rangers still, yes, they're a team that can slug the heck out of the ball, but they have taken a page from the Angels playbook today. 7 singles, a sac bunt, 2 sac flies, and a couple of steals. High pop up from Michael Young. Gloved in foul ground by Morales. We're at the end of 6 in Arlington, Texas. It's the Rangers leading 5-3 on Fox. Not only did Vicente Padilla go back out there to start the 6th inning, he was out there to start the 7th inning.
Here we go again. A lot of people thought he's just going to go 5 and get out of there. He's thrown a lot of pitches. Breezed through the 6th inning and earned himself a trip to the mound here in the 7th.
Sean Figgins into center field. There is the 16th single of this game. No doubles, no triples, no homers. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Taco Bell. Josh Lewin, Mark Grace from Arlington, Texas. A game that was delayed at the beginning because of rain. It has not been short on entertainment value today. Again, not because of the long ball, but just because there's been a lot of interesting things happening. Starting right with John Lackey's ejection in the 1st inning.
Action packed.
Jason Jennings getting ready now on the Ranger bullpen. And it sure looked like in the 4th inning as Padilla was struggling that not only wasn't the 5th inning going to happen, it didn't look like he'd get out of the 4th. Wrapped in right field. Nelson Cruz on the run. He's got it. Now, we've been talking about Vlad Guerrero's return for the Angels. It's getting closer. For more on Vlad, we go to our correspondent, our ace correspondent, Mr. Ken Rosenthal.
Josh, Mark, Vladimir Guerrero has been very active with his conditioning while recovering from his torn chest muscle. The Angels were and he might get out of shape while on the disabled list, but let's face it, Guerrero has every reason to return in optimal condition. He's a free agent at the end of the season. He turns 35 next February. And if you haven't noticed the current trend, older players aren't exactly in vogue.
That is true. Thank you, Ken. FoxSports.com, as always, to check out more musings from the great Ken Rosenthal. Well, going forward without Vladimir Guerrero, that's
strange, wouldn't it?
A really weird thing to ponder.
And that's the thing when you it is a risk when you're talking about, you know, a mid-30s guy, a superstar. You know, they command high paychecks. And when he was 25, he wasn't tearing chest muscles, Josh.
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
so that's the risk.
Angels fans stung by Teixeira leaving, K-Rod leaving, Garrett Anderson leaving.
Big lead.
And Abreu hammers it into right field. The parade of singles is just ongoing here in Arlington. And you talked about this earlier. It's been nothing but singles all year for Bobby Abreu. Still looking for his first home run.
And he is just like that, representing the tying run over at first base.
Torrey Hunter comes up. Padilla has not retired him in this ballgame. You check the Hyundai in-game box for the Angels. Hyundai introducing the all-new 306 horsepower rear-wheel drive Hyundai Genesis Coupe.
That's a lot of car. Or at least a lot of words. Oh, a huge opportunity right here for the Angels. Cleanup hitter at the plate is the go-ahead run, and Torrey Hunter.
But the ground ball to Kinsler. 4, 6, 3, double play. Padilla gives the Rangers 7 today. Josh Hamilton will lead off the bottom of the 7th inning when we come back on Fox. By AT&T, your world delivered. By Miller High Life, good, honest beer at a tasty price. And by Bank of America, show the world it's not like it's love. Get MLB banking only from Bank of America. Josh Hamilton takes a strike. The bottom of the 7th underway. Vicente Padilla giving the Rangers 7 strong innings today. He had that wobble early. But boy, he closed real well.
It's just that mindset now that Nolan Ryan has installed into these starters.
No more 5 and dive, right?
No. You want respect around here? Get out there and do your job. Starting pitcher needs to go deep.
Nothing says it better than this stat I'm going to throw at you right here, Gracie. Of the last 19 Ranger games, the Rangers starter has lasted longer than their opponent's starter 16 out of 19 times. That's what Nolan Ryan's talking about.
And it's no accident at all that these Texas Rangers sit at 21-14, 7 games above 500. Winners of 5 in a row, 11 of 13. It's becoming a mindset here, and they're starting to feed off this energy.
Of course, outlasting Lackey today wasn't really a stretch. He lasted 2 pitches before he was ejected. Strike 3 taken by Hamilton.
That was a heck of a pitch there by Justin Spire. Watch this breaking ball come right back to the outside corner. That's a thing of beauty.
The Hyundai in-game box score for the Rangers. And again, Hyundai introducing the all-new 306 horsepower rear-wheel drive Hyundai Genesis Coupe. Blaylock carves one back this way. Padilla came into this game today working on the back-to-back one-hitters. He figured he wasn't going to come up with another one-hitter. In fact, the Angels have a 10-hitter against him today.
He twirled a nifty 10-hitter. But you know what? At the end of the day, you look at it, 7 innings, 3 runs. Man, if you're Nolan Ryan or if you're Ron Washington, Mike Maddox, you're loving what he did out there.
You got a chance to win. That's all you're really looking for.
And then some.
Now, one thing we should mention, Gracie, that we haven't had a chance to yet today, the Rangers had to place their closer, Frankie Francisco, on the DL, retroactive to May 7th. So he's only going to miss about another week in a perfect world for them. Blaylock down on strikes. But in terms of right now, the Rangers leading 5-3. It's getting late in the game. No Frankie Francisco.
And then Ron Washington just going to have to piece it together, try to find some matchups that he likes in the 8th inning and on into the 9th inning for at least another week. But the bottom line is, the big picture, you've got to get Francisco healthy. And by putting him on the DL instead of maybe running him out there in a day or two, you risk him re-injuring it. The big picture, though, he'll be ready for at least 4 months.
Little biceps tendonitis for Frankie Francisco, and Warner Madrigal on his way back to join the club from AAA. Marlon Byrd takes outside. Justin Spire a chance to strike out the side here in the bottom of the 7th.
And he just carved up Hamilton and Blaylock. Now he's 1-2 on Marlon Byrd.
Marlon Byrd hits it high in the air to left field. Cruising back is Rivera. He's got it. The Rangers and Angels at the end of 7 on Fox. Vicente Padilla, part 8.
How about it?
Here we go, 8th inning. And as he gets to his 106th pitch of this afternoon/evening here in Arlington, opening up with Kendry Morales. The Rangers lead 5-3. They've been out hit 10-7. A fly ball towards the alley in left center field. Marlon Byrd has got it. Time for our Pepsi Clutch Performer. Pepsi, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball, congratulating Jared Saltalamacchia at the plate and certainly behind the plate, helping Padilla along today. Learn more about the MLB Clutch Performer of the Month award at PepsiClutch.com.
And there's a few guys you could give that to. Certainly Vicente Padilla. But I don't think without Jared Saltalamacchia, I don't think Padilla's still out there. They've really gotten themselves into a good rhythm. You're 1 out into the 8th. And Josh, honestly, we've been talking since the 4th inning that, well, that's probably it for Vicente Padilla. And he keeps going back out there and he keeps putting up zeros.
Again, until very recently, that would have been absolutely expected. With that new edict right from the very top of this organization, when it starts with Nolan Ryan, and Nolan Ryan says, I want more innings. Well, you get more innings.
The man has spoken.
It helps that Padilla needed only 13 pitches total to get through the 6th and the 7th. That double play that he got from Torrey Hunter was huge.
Yeah, anytime you get 2 outs with 1 pitch, you're way ahead of the game. I'm sure Ron Washington asked him between innings, how you doing? Can you give me one more? Do you want to give me one more? He said, heck yeah, give me the baseball. Gas right by him.
Now still throwing 91 as he hums it by Mike Napoli.
When you see pitch 109 and you see it up in the zone, right down the middle and right by somebody, yeah, there's still plenty of gas left in the tank.
Jennings and Guardado in the Ranger bullpen. Napoli in the air. Nelson Cruz is there. Time for our Hulu game summary. John Lackey 2 pitches into his return. Well, was told just to take a hike. And Padilla now, we can update that to 112 pitches. In a game where singles have been the coin of the realm. The game summary brought to you by Hulu. An evil plots to destroy the world. Enjoy. That's what it says on my card.
What? Oh, that sounds kind of scary.
Well, they want to keep you on your toes.
Yeah. Evil plot to destroy the world? It's a little harsh.
Well, but now you'll check out Hulu. That's marketing genius right there. Former Ranger Gary Matthews Jr. has been a tough out for Padilla today. Well, he's just painting down around his shins, though.
Isn't that a thing of beauty?
It's a season high 114 pitches for the 31-year-old Padilla.
Remember, the first 6 pitches of the game were way wide.
Right.
Walks. He just had no rhythm early. Can't say that anymore. This has been very impressive, Josh Nolan.
Didn't just give the Rangers 5 innings, not 6, not 7, gave them 8. 5-3 Texas. By Subway, home of the famous made-to-your-order $5 footlong, and by the new Hyundai Genesis. It all starts with this. Jason Bulger comes into the ball game. A guy you know pretty well, Mark Grace.
Former first-round pick of the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's not out to destroy the world. He's just out to try to throw up a goose egg for Mike Scioscia and the Angels.
You're giving Hulu a lot of love for that tagline.
It's
today.
a little worrisome.
Nelson Cruz, in a game that's been nothing but singles, will end that drought. Motors into second base. He's got a first pitch double in the bottom of the 8th.
Finally got our much needed extra base hit.
It's 7:08 p.m. local time. Who saw that coming?
18 hits today. The first 17 were singles. Now an extra base hit here to start the bottom of the 8th inning by Nelson Cruz.
Well, one of the big storylines, not only in this game for the Rangers, really for the entire season, it's letting those pitchers, in fact, insisting that those pitchers just keep on keeping on. There are no lifelines available. Vicente Padilla goes 8 today.
Well, as a guy that in my career was over 6 years ago, and for a guy that respected and admired and unfortunately had to face Nolan Ryan, well, you love the thumbprint he has put on this starting rotation.
The high fly ball to left for out number 1. Just for Men, stay in the game, showing you the hold leaders. And Jose Arredondo right up on top of that. Just as these players keep their team in the game, you too can stay in the game with Just for Men hair color. Saltalamacchia has been on base 3 times. Almost once per syllable today. not quite there yet. And with the new font that the Rangers have on those jerseys that they were told is called Bevel font.
Bevel?
Bevel. The name Saltalamacchia basically starts lower back and ends lower back. Like he's wearing a rainbow. Fly ball to left. And out number 2.
So Saltalamacchia, font and all, is retired for the first time.
That's a normal looking last name up on top of those numbers for C.J. Wilson. And he will be asked to close it out with Frankie Francisco on the DL now officially. The Ranger closer who's just had a dynamite season. Biceps tendonitis, and the earliest he will pitch for Texas now will be May 23rd.
Good breaking ball there from Jason Bulger. That one locked up Andrews.
Not that C.J. Wilson can't do it. I mean, he was the closer for a while last year for the Rangers, but an extra run to work with now wouldn't be a bad thing for him.
Could never have enough against this Angel team. Another breaking ball. This one just stayed inside. A leadoff double by Nelson Cruz. 2 outs later, he still stands at second base.
Well, and keep in mind, yesterday in the 9th inning, it was 8-9-1 in the order to start the 9th for the Angels. They ended up scoring 5 runs in the top of that inning. That's what the Angels will have here. 8-9-1 coming up. Wave and a miss by Andrews.
93 mile an hour worth of gas upstairs and right by Andrews. We have a meeting on the mound now. Mike Napoli going to. Yeah, if he's going to chase him up there, let's keep throwing him up there. What do you think? Very long conversation here with a 1-2 count. Napoli might be smelling a rat, maybe thinking that Nelson Cruz might be given location or something like that out at second base, or it might be, so he might change the signs up a little bit. That's a part of baseball and has been for years.
Andrews able to hold up. Yeah, sharp stuff from Bolger. How often would you get tipped off when you were the batter? Did you even want to know?
Well, it just depended on who the runner at second base was. If he was a guy that was into that kind of thing, and quite often. But if it was a guy that really didn't care, he didn't get it.
Strike three taken by Andrews.
I liked when Ryan Sandberg was on second. He'd let you know.
The ninth inning on approach. Last chance for the Angels. It is 5-3 Texas on Fox. The Rangers trying to run their win streak to 6. It's a 5-3 game in the ninth. And C.J. Wilson on the mound has to deal with Juan Rivera first. Wilson was the Ranger closer for about 4 months a year ago. He lost that gig to Frankie Francisco, who's now on the DL. So it's back to C.J. Wilson.
Hard throwing left-hander. Just the classic. And it's rare. You don't see it much anymore out of closers or even relievers anymore, Josh. He pitches from the windup.
Something he went to this spring training, and it served him fairly well. Again, the Angels put forth a rally big time in the ninth inning yesterday. 5 runs. C.J. Wilson was asked to get the last out, and he did that only after a walk and a hit.
And he promptly falls behind 3-1.
Southern California native, grew up not too far from the Angels' home ballpark. Rivera pops it into shallow right. Long run, Nelson Cruz. He's there. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Taco Bell. Josh Lewin with Mark Grace. The Angels have been playing very good baseball too. But it's the Rangers right now atop the AL West, a chance to make it 12 wins in their last 14 games. 16 out of 21.
Haven't been able to say that very often in recent years here. But this is a team that's starting to believe. C.J. Wilson out there throwing hard.
Bouncing ball, Kinsler's got it. And the Rangers move to within an out of a 6-game winning streak and a 3.5-game lead in the West.
And these fans are starting to get behind C.J. Wilson and their hometown Rangers. They're appreciating what they've seen here. They've seen Vicente Padilla throw a gutsy 8 innings. They've seen timely hitting. And now they're an out away from going home happy.
Now remember, this is where it all got wonky last night for the Rangers. It was 2 out, nobody on. And then the Rangers just couldn't get the last out. Wilson deals a strike to Figgins.
That's a great shot there. The determination on C.J. Wilson. Just stays right on the mound, looks in, give me a sign. Yeah, I'll throw whatever you want. Just give me a sign. And as a hitter, you notice that, Josh. You notice, hey, there's no back down in this guy.
Wilson can't get it, but Kinsler can. Cross-body throw. The pick by Davis. Pitching and defense carrying the Texas Rangers.
Boy, what a way to end the ball game, Josh. The beautiful play by Kinsler. All the momentum going to the outfield. Look at the play over there by Chris Davis. Always the best athlete on the field is the first baseman. A short hop pick.